Oh, wait, see right there to your left, and then right here behind that.
Oh, there's another one, yeah.
Wait, what? I just found an old gator skin belt.
Man, that's like a den.
Whoa.
Just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, like that's a fucking dude.
The wilderness is a place of total unpredictability, where a routine adventure can turn into a fight for survival in a heartbeat. From a dirt bike discovery of human remains hidden deep in the forest, to the terrifying moment a plane falls from the sky and crushes a car on a Florida highway, these encounters prove that danger is always closer than it seems. When the unexpected strikes, would you have the instincts to make it out alive? On October 31st, 2025, YouTuber Paul Sohard uploaded a deeply disturbing video to the platform. Paul is a dirt bike rider who enjoys venturing deep into forests for demanding off-road rides. In this footage, he is riding with a friend for a Halloween-themed outing, and unexpectedly, the trip turns into something that feels straight out of a horror movie.
Please don't roost me. I think we're almost to the track. No rear brake, this sucks, popping the clutch over stuck. Like normally I use the rear brake just like tap it and give me confidence I could bring the front end down, but nope. Absolutely not out here. I think if we stop here, check the maps, change the battery, we'll be dialed. I think all we gotta do is cross these tracks and we'll be good. Up on the seas! You really need dirt tires out here. Yeah, you're good! This could be entertaining. He fell into the vine. A little more gas goes a long way. I think if we slide down that way, we'll be right where we want to be. Hopefully no trains are coming. Sorry, bikey. You just go, Calabunga! Oh, no rear brake is scary. Oh my god, that's all the brake we have. Good thing she was in gear. Bro, there's a human skull. No! No, bro, come down here. This is not what I wanted to find.
Bro, that's how fast I came.
Bro, look at that. Is that not a human skull?
On edge?
Bro, that's human.
Oh, that is.
Did we call the cops?
I don't know about that one.
Holy crap, that is actually a human head. That is a skull.
I don't think I've ever seen one before.
Bro, that's teeth and everything, like.
That's the murder weapon.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, that's super scary. Should we take a photo at least?
Yeah.
At first, they are laughing and having fun, riding so far into the wilderness that they reach old, abandoned railway tracks. It seems like nothing more than another adventure. But after leaving the tracks and heading back into the forest, Paul notices something on his left. A skull. At first, it is difficult to understand what they are looking at. As he moves closer, it becomes clear that it is human. The laughter stops. They contact the police, and the situation becomes even more serious.
We're gonna
Call 911.
Oh, we're calling them.
Yeah, that's what my friend said to do.
How are they gonna get out here?
Are we going to put the cops on the back of our thing? We're off in the woods. We're riding dirt bikes, and we just found a human skull.
Okay. Do you know where exactly you are?
No idea, really. We were just kind of riding in some creek bed, ended up here. I can get a pin and like have some place for the officers to meet us.
And you're fairly positive that it's real without by looking at it, or you're...
Yeah, it's got like fillings in the teeth and stuff. I'm no doctor, but it definitely looks like a skull.
I got you.
Like some teeth are missing, some have fillings, some don't.
Okay. What is your name?
I'm Paul.
And is it intact?
Yes.
I'll tell them to go to the end of Nixon, alright?
Alright. We do everything, bro. We from catching crackheads stealing stuff to finding human skulls.
We're recovering key is?
Recovering key is? Thank God it's like a skull and not just like a... Somebody threw it off the train tracks. Like low key.
The whole body is maybe it's in the trees, like they tried to jump off the train.
I feel like somebody killed somebody and they're like a train conductor and they've like dismembered the body and been throwing parts off.
I would think it's probably a better case scenario that's a homeless person on homeless person crime.
After making the call, they ride back toward the main road to meet officers and guide them in. Before more authorities arrive, they notice additional remains hidden in a nearby bush. The moment quickly becomes real.
I do.
Where?
Something right through there. That's got it.
Oh.
Piece of bone.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the rest of his backbone right there.
Yeah.
Must have washed out.
My guess was
All the way up. See right there to your left, and then right there behind that.
Oh, there's another one, yeah.
there's a bunch in there. Holy cow.
There's another one there. There's one over there. Now we got sent up to go get some more cops. So this is really getting crazy. I guess more units. Homicide is coming. Like, this ain't no joke out here. Holy crap. How you doing? Good. I was told to come up here to bring y'all back to the...
Yeah, there's another one coming. I guess wait for him.
Alright. It's crazy. Now we have 2 cops. This is getting hectic, guys. I'm bringing all units. Oh shoot, now there's another cop car and another one. They are deep out here.
For you though, bud, I don't know where back here in this green belt they be shooting.
Y'all find anything else?
We really haven't been stepping around it, just keeping it as clean as possible.
I'm scared. I think there's bones in that shoe.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it till y'all said something.
That's where they tried to make it up on the dirt bikes.
How often do y'all get calls for this type of stuff? Or
This is my first in 7 years
no way.
for remains like this. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Usually blue and white. Yeah. My best guess is he probably fell, cracked, died, and then the floods came through and washed. Gotcha. Because it's been picked clean by killing fields. When we used to drop deer off in our ranch, 3 days they pick them clean. Wow. So I would not be surprised about that.
Wow. Y'all have a good evening.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for your service.
More officers arrive. The area is secured. Paul and his friend are asked to step aside while investigators take control. Later, Paul learns that the remains belonged to an elderly man with dementia who had been missing and sadly died in that exact location. Sometimes a normal trip can reveal something no one expects. Do you think they handled the situation the right way? On September 30th, 2012, a disturbing video quickly circulated across YouTube. In the clip, a man called Mr. Jenny was hunting in a forest in Wyoming when he suddenly encountered something he would never forget.
Get back. Back. Yeah. You tell him I'm coming. The hell's coming with me? I see you, buddy. I see you. Boy, he's pretty. Oh, there you go. They're curious fuckers, boy. Fucking fire off you. No. If need be. See when we around how they usually like to stand up. He's a little feller.
He sure is pretty.
He's pretty though. It's a beautiful hide. You see him, honey? Yeah, there he goes. About 400, I guess, man. Yeah. They made my hair more now. Yeah. Pretty hairy.
Within seconds, a massive grizzly bear charges directly toward him. Rather than running, Jenny remains where he is with his pistol raised, staring directly at one of North America's most dangerous predators. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the bear stops. The grizzly slows down, turns away, and disappears back into the forest. The situation could easily have ended in tragedy, because when a grizzly commits to a charge, there is usually almost no time to react. Do you think he was simply lucky, or could something else explain it? On December 8, 2025, along Interstate 95 in Florida, United States, a routine drive suddenly turns into a moment of real fear. On the highway, everything appears completely normal. Then, without any warning, a dark shape drops from the sky.
Like, bro, I have chops, I swear.
Oh my goodness.
Shouting and panic are heard in the recording. The people inside cannot understand what they are seeing. Within seconds, a plane crashes onto the roadway and lands directly on top of a car. Metal strikes metal. The collision is loud and sudden. The driver moves closer, hands shaking. Fear spreads across the highway and traffic seems frozen as if time itself has stopped. No one wants to move. No one wants to look too closely.
Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A plane just crashed onto a car on a highway.
We're gonna pull off.
And holy wow.
They look like they're okay.
Wow.
Then someone notices the occupants appear to be alive. That simple realization brings a brief sense of relief, though the shock remains. A woman inside the car is injured, even if only slightly, and the pilots manage to climb out alive. For a few seconds, on that highway, life and death were separated by only inches. Maybe it was timing, or maybe something prevented a greater tragedy. Do you think this was pure luck, or something else? Zachariah is someone with a strong interest in desert off-roading. He and his friends often travel to Jadu, Libya to practice driving and share their experiences on social media. One day, while exploring the desert near an abandoned well, he began hearing some extremely unusual sounds coming from deep inside it. Many viewers pointed out that the noises sounded like cats, and that explanation seems reasonable. It truly appeared as if several cats were inside the well, and at one moment light can even be seen reflecting from what looks like their eyes. What remains unclear is whether he tried to help them or chose to leave, assuming the situation might be something more disturbing. It is unsettling to think that someone could have abandoned cats inside a well in the middle of the desert. What is hoped, however, is that there is some way for them to enter and exit safely, and that the sounds were simply kittens calling for their mother rather than animals trapped below. Do you think those were cats or something more unsettling? A group of people were on a safari trip in Hwanga, Zimbabwe, watching the wildlife and trying not to get too close. However, as shown in this video, they ended up approaching much more than they should have. A group of elephants were calmly standing together when the people disturbed their space. One of the elephants did not react kindly to the intrusion. It's difficult to understand how the group managed to remain so calm. In many similar situations, people are usually shouting or panicking, but that was not the case here. The elephant lifted the vehicle off the ground and nearly caused it to tip over. The moment almost felt like a warning, as if the animal was telling them to leave and never return. This was a very frightening situation. Elephants are extremely powerful animals, and there's no safe way for a person to fight one. Even a quick reaction would not protect you. The best decision is always to keep your distance. This is their home, not ours. When their space is ignored, danger can happen quickly. Would you have backed away sooner? Remote Trooper is a channel that explores many different places, from deserts to historical sites and abandoned buildings, among many other locations. The video was uploaded on January 11th, 2025. In this particular video, he takes on something especially intriguing, which leads him to a very unusual place with a potentially disturbing past. He travels into the Las Vegas desert to investigate 10 different anomalies found on Google Earth.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're gonna park and go take a look. Somebody was living here or something way back in the day. Totally unexpected. I saw this from satellite imagery and thought it was an old, like, Chinese rock oven or something. California Powder Works, Santa Cruz. I've explained it many times, but it's what they use to blow out the mountains for the railroad. Yeah, this has a whole floor in it and everything. That railroad was completed in 1905. A lot of the stuff we find out here is from the late 1800s or 19th century. Wow. How cool is that? Some animal lives over there, probably a badger or something. Them things are nasty. You gotta watch out for them. Yeah, that's real fresh dirt. Okay, so something doesn't really live in there. It was a coyote digging. That's like an old horseshoe, right? Dude, how cool. That's super old.
After locating several of these spots, he continues the search, moving deeper into the area. Eventually, he reaches another location that immediately feels different.
I actually want the thing to have some power, so I'll probably just leave it on the 33s. This is a little weird. Yeah, somebody just dug down a little bit for no reason at all. Stacked up some rocks right there. That's cool. What a weird thing that somebody would build this. It's about 3 feet tall, I guess.
This site stands out as especially strange, with multiple signs suggesting that something unsettling may have happened there. The area includes a spot that appears to have been dug into a rectangular shape with a small rock marker placed nearby. At first, nothing seems clearly suspicious. However, what he discovers next adds significant weight to the situation.
Oh, that's a really old belt. Oh, it's gator skin. Dude, what? I just found an old gator skin belt. That's the weirdest thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's right next to this clothing here. It's like an old jacket of some sort. I don't really see any tags on it or anything. Oh, it's covered in blood. Look at that. Wow. Yep, that's what that is. Super bloody jeans. Let me know if you guys think I should report that. Those jeans looked pretty old, at least a couple of decades, but they could possibly be much older. I don't really know what to do in a situation. I don't want to waste everybody's time, but at the same time, it's part of the video and I don't want to do the wrong thing. So leave a comment if I'm so out of line for just leaving the bloody jeans sitting there and continuing on with my day.
He comes across a pair of jeans that appear quite old, likely at least a few decades in age, though they could be even older. Nearby, he finds a gator skin belt buckle along with bloodstained jeans. These items are located next to what looks like a shallow grave marked by stones. Taken together, the scene strongly resembles a possible crime site. It seems likely that the belt and jeans may have belonged to the person who could be buried there. There is not just one clue pointing in that direction, but several, and that combination is difficult to ignore. Because of this, the question of whether a body could be present becomes serious, and whether authorities should have been contacted feels unavoidable. The desert is a known location for criminal activity, and it would not be surprising if this were connected to one of those cases. All of these details together suggest this may not be random, and could point to a real crime scene. If you found something like this, would you walk away or report it? The Exploring with Bear team traveled late at night into a remote desert area near the Mexican border. The video was uploaded on July 17, 2024. As they moved carefully through the rocky landscape, they began to notice unusual formations and holes scattered across the ground, which led them to stop and examine the area more closely.
Oh, look at this one. Nothing going on. I'm going to be chucking rocks.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this hole. This is weird. It's like people's been here digging. These are like dug holes. Look at this hole.
You and your fascination with holes.
Yeah. I love them. Look at this one. Whoa. What is doing this?
An animal?
There's tracks in here.
Jerry, don't go in there.
There's a lizard just went scooting up in there.
Oh my gosh.
Before long, they started hearing unfamiliar sounds and noticed movement around them.
Did you hear? Oh, there's sort of a little hole. See these all little weird things all over? What is going on? Whoa.
Come on, Jerry, let's go back, please.
Where'd you hear it from? Over here?
I didn't hear it. I saw it. I saw it move.
You saw it move? Over here?
Yes.
Well, let me go first then. Oh, let's look. Where'd you see it? Where'd you see it?
Right there.
Right here?
It moved that way.
It moved coming down here? Like where we're going?
Yeah, to the right.
The strange noises seemed to follow their path, staying close as they slowly made their way back toward the vehicle.
Ooh, did I just see eyes? I heard that. Did you hear that? I feel like there's something in here. There's something that moved in here last time we was here. That's right. Right in this thing. Right in there somewhere. Can see houses out there in the distance now. So we're getting back to where we need to be. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, hold on, Duber. Hold on, what was that?
Jerry.
Hold on. Hold on.
Something's following us.
Okay. We're okay. Man, that's like a den. Whoa. That's like a den. Doesn't it?
Something's in there.
Doesn't it look like some kind of den?
There's something's following us.
As they continued retreating, distant houses became visible, signaling that they were nearing a safer area.
Oh, what? Man, we're up there pretty high right now. What is that right there? Get your light down there. Like where mine's at. I just seen something big moving down in there. Like right below the, see that edge? It's like right on the other side of that edge. Here, go. Go, 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 go.
Are you serious?
Go, yeah, there's something big right down there. Go.
Run?
Go, go. I don't know if you should run. Just go. Here, let me go. Okay, yeah, go, 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 go. It's like a big black frickin'. I didn't think there was bears out here, but that was big. And look, there's an edge. It could be right, we can't see it. Go, 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 go.
Just as they approached the car, they spotted movement below a nearby ridge, suggesting that something large was moving through the darkness nearby. Fortunately, they reached their vehicle in time and were able to leave the area without incident. The encounter ended safely, but the tension remained clear. To see more unsettling encounters like this one, viewers are encouraged to continue on to the next video. The situation suggests they may have disturbed an animal's territory or crossed paths with something already watching them. If you heard those sounds at night, would you investigate further or leave immediately? These clips were originally shared by a TikTok user named Rose Honey Morgan. She had taken her dogs and her baby out for what she expected to be a quiet, uneventful walk through the woods. The plan was simple fresh air, a calm environment, and a brief escape from the routine of daily life. Nothing about the outing was meant to be adventurous. However, the peaceful mood didn't last long. As Morgan walked farther along the trail, something ahead caught her attention.
Rough today. Another thing that really pisses me off about my husband. Hang on. Are you seeing this? Fire, fine. You know, fine, whatever. That's not fine. Oh my fucking god. Oh. Actually, I think the dog's gonna hear something.
When she turned her camera toward the area, several crude stick figures came into view, arranged near a group of burned trees. The figures were not scattered randomly. They were placed upright, balanced carefully, and positioned in a way that seemed intentional, almost as if they were facing the path. The sight immediately made her uneasy. According to Morgan, the scene didn't feel like a harmless prank or something children had thrown together. There was no sense of playfulness. There were no signs of a campsite, no trail markers, and nothing else to suggest a normal explanation. Instead, the figures stood silently among the charred wood, creating a strong sense that something was wrong. She didn't stay long, but the feeling of discomfort followed her. Not long after leaving the area, the situation escalated.
The dog's gonna hear something. Am I overreacting? Or is that actually quite alarming?
The original video ends there, but the encounter itself was not over. Almost immediately, Morgan shared a follow-up clip.
Oh my actual god.
In this second video, her dogs suddenly become alert, clearly focused on something out of frame. Their posture shifts, ears raised, bodies tense. If you look closely through the bushes, a person can be briefly seen stepping into view before disappearing again. The clip cuts off before anything else is shown. No explanation is given. There is no confrontation shown and no update is provided about what happened next. As expected, the comment section quickly filled with theories. Some viewers linked the stick figures to ritualistic symbolism, suggesting the area may have been used for occult practices. Others believed the person seen in the bushes could be directly connected to the figures. Some offered more grounded explanations, such as survival markers, improvised art, or someone living off-grid who didn't want to be seen. Whatever the explanation, it's easy to understand why the situation felt threatening, especially with a baby involved. Being alone in the woods is one thing. Being alone with a child, strange symbols alert animals, and an unknown person nearby is something entirely different. Morgan never posted any follow-up explaining what happened after the second clip. However, she did continue sharing content afterward, suggesting that she and her child made it out safely. Still, the footage leaves behind unanswered questions. The lack of context makes it impossible to know whether this was an innocent coincidence or a situation that truly posed a risk. Who created the figures and why were they placed there? And who was the person watching from the bushes? The channel behind this footage is known for capturing loud, impulsive moments that feel spontaneous and unfiltered. Most of their videos revolve around a group of friends chasing freedom noise and humor wherever the night leads them. But on March 13th, 2010, during what was meant to be a casual camping trip near a river they referred to as Amicalola, that carefree energy slowly unraveled into something far more unsettling. The trip began on the road with the group piling into a vehicle, scraping together loose change for gas and beer. They laughed at their lack of planning as they drove toward the woods with no real destination in mind, only the intention to camp somewhere anywhere for the night.
We go head on up there to that Amicalola. They call it the Jugulbla River in Navajo, but there's no Navajos around here and the Cherokees, so that's kind of the name that we go with around here in these parts. Yep. Stick shift. So I guess we're gonna go stop. We're gonna go our poor ass, we got some change. We'll go buy some beer, a bit of gas, cancer sticker 10. I don't know, we'll see you later.
As the night went on, the mood began to shift. Their biggest concern wasn't weather or wildlife, but finding a place where they could stop without drawing attention. They debated the risks of camping somewhere unofficial, weighing the chance of being asked to leave against the more serious consequences of trespassing in the wrong location. At the time, it felt like a harmless gamble.
Well, we just got done paying with change, and you went to high school with that girl. What?
I know you.
Yeah.
She's like, that's because we went to school together. And I was like,
She'd be like, so how's college? You get a degree in small service station economics?
she hooked us up with a can of Grizzly for free.
Really? The fat one? Behind the
No, that same old meth head, like crackhead.
Yeah?
Who was in there? That's 26. She's in there. I think
Is
she
it?
just fucking does a bunch of meth and hangs out. So we got plenty of gas.
I'll go.
They made a final stop at a small roadside station, paying for gas and beer with handfuls of loose change. The moment was chaotic and filled with joking, the kind of late-night interaction common in small towns where familiarity and recklessness blur together. It felt like nothing more than another memory in the making.
So what are we gonna do?
Who we could holler at.
That's what I'm saying. Like we don't know what we're gonna do.
Dude, I'm about to drive around here and find some fucking where we go. Where it doesn't have any fucking posted signs, where it's just off the beaten path. I just passed probably 12 different little cutaways on the way up here.
I mean, I'd rather get in trouble for camping somewhere not allowed to than camping somewhere not allowed to and trespassing. You get shot for trespassing.
Eventually, they chose a trail that led off into the woods. It wasn't marked as a campsite, but it felt remote enough to remain hidden. After a short hike, they found a clearing that appeared isolated far from roads and far from people, or so they believed. By the time they reached the spot, it was already very late.
It's like 2 in the morning. We just found a campsite.
Everything that was in my pocket's gone. I just went like this, and then I scooted like this, and then I didn't have my balance, and I just went.
The forest was completely dark, swallowing their flashlight beams after only a few feet. As they set up camp, their laughter echoed through the trees, bouncing back in a way that felt unfamiliar. The jokes continued, but the stillness surrounding them made it clear just how far their voices were carrying into the night.
Can you join me in the ceremony?
This right here, my
What?
friend.
That's right. So light.
Last beer of the night.
Last beer of the night.
Here you go. Mine's already cracked. I've already taken sips out of it.
Guys, to a night filled with change.
Filled with unexpected adventures.
Filled with last minute decisions and not many regrets.
And last second pleasures.
Yeah.
They eventually settled in, marking what they considered the last beer of the night a small celebration of loose change, impulsive decisions, and unplanned adventure. Yet the atmosphere around them felt increasingly tense. The silence wasn't calm. It felt alert, heavy, and watchful. That sense of isolation gave them confidence, but it didn't last. Something in the distance caught their attention.
White rabbits. They follow me everywhere I go. They are magnetic. Oh, holy shit, that just freaked me out.
They just freaked my ass.
You see that dude? Hey!
The laughter stopped abruptly, replaced by confusion, as they tried to make sense of what they were hearing or seeing. The quiet forest now felt occupied. Then, without warning, a violent sound ripped through the darkness. It was abrupt, aggressive, and uncomfortably close. The noise shattered the moment, and the video cuts off almost immediately.
I enjoyed the sound. I thought I heard an engine earlier. What? You serious? A little bit. An engine? Like a car pulling up or something. I would see lights, man. Ain't no way to pass. Dude, cops get sneaky. Yeah, like that's a fucking... Oh, dude.
There was no time to react, and no explanation offered, only the echo of chaos erupting just beyond their line of sight. When the video was later shared, no follow-up information was ever provided. There were no updates and no clarification. All that remained was speculation. Some viewers believe the sound resembled gunfire mixed with a barking dog. Others suggest it may have been wildlife or a warning. Some think the group unknowingly camped on private land and startled someone who didn't take kindly to trespassers. Whatever the truth may be, the ending serves as a stark reminder. When you step into the wilderness, you are entering a space that doesn't belong to you, and sometimes it makes that fact painfully clear. With no context beyond the final sound, it's impossible to know whether this was a misunderstanding or a genuine threat. Was it an accidental encounter or a warning they were never meant to ignore? What makes the next video especially disturbing is what three boys unexpectedly encountered. On an unrecorded date, the boys were spending the day dirt biking, riding deep into the quiet isolation of the forest. What began as an exciting and carefree outing quickly turned into something far more frightening. As they followed the winding trails, the calm atmosphere of the woods was suddenly shattered. Without warning, an apparently intoxicated man stumbled out from the trees, shouting loudly. He was holding a gun in one hand and a beer in the other. He stepped directly into their path, forcing them to stop. His behavior was erratic and aggressive, immediately triggering fear.
Drop! Silver Subaru, Baja. Have you seen it up there?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm positive. We were at the mine.
Just robbed me.
I haven't seen it.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Oh my god, Jesus. My dad, though.
The man began questioning them, asking whether they had seen a silver Subaru. He claimed he had been robbed and appeared increasingly agitated as he spoke.
Silver Subaru, Baja. Have you seen it up there?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Just robbed me.
I haven't seen it.
Hey, thanks, bro.
The situation felt unstable and dangerous, and the boys sensed that staying any longer could put them at serious risk. Trusting their instincts, they didn't wait to hear more. They quickly fled the area, leaving the unsettling encounter behind. Although they escaped unharmed, the realization set in just how unpredictable and dangerous seemingly peaceful places can become in an instant.
Dude, that's not funny. That wasn't funny. Hey, I got it on film.
After the incident, the boys reported what happened to the local sheriff's office. However, they were told by law enforcement that it wasn't a serious concern. No further investigation was carried out, leaving the identity of the armed man and his intentions completely unknown. Stories about spirits or unexplained phenomena can be unsettling, but they can't cause physical harm. People, on the other hand, are far more unpredictable. You never truly know their motives or what they might be capable of doing. Fortunately, these boys didn't have to learn that lesson the hard way. Their quick thinking and fast escape ensured they stayed safe. Still, it's an encounter they won't be forgetting anytime soon. With no follow-up and no investigation, the true threat behind this encounter remains unclear. Was this man genuinely in distress, or was the situation far more dangerous than it appeared? An anonymous TikTok account known as Paranormal as Mysterium uploaded a short video many years ago lasting under a minute titled "When Camping with Friends Goes Wrong." What begins as a routine camping trip quickly shifts into something far more unsettling. On an unrecorded date, a small group of friends traveled into the forest for an overnight camping trip. The location was remote quiet, and once night fell completely consumed by darkness. At first, everything seemed normal. The group settled into their campsites, preparing to sleep after a long day outdoors. As the night wore on, the atmosphere began to change. Late into the night, one of the friends left his campsite and walked over to the others, clearly shaken. He explained that he had been hearing strange noises for some time, sounds that didn't resemble typical wildlife, and that something about the area felt wrong. The others attempted to calm him, suggesting it was nerves or imagination. But before the situation could settle, it suddenly escalated.
What the fuck is that?
No, what's...
Run! Run!
Guys, wait! Oh.
Without warning, a stranger appeared just outside their camp, asking for help. The timing alone felt unsettling. One of the friends stepped out to see what was going on, and that's when the encounter took a disturbing turn. The figure outside the camp no longer appeared human. His limbs seemed unnaturally twisted, and his movements became erratic and distorted. Moments later, he abruptly ran off in the direction of the other campsite. The footage ends there, cutting off without explanation. What happened next remains unknown. There was no follow-up video, no confirmation that the group made it home safely, and no explanation for what they encountered that night. Whatever appeared outside their camp left behind only unanswered questions and a chilling reminder that the woods feel very different once darkness falls. With no context beyond the brief footage, it's impossible to determine whether this was a person, a trick of fear, or something else entirely. Was this a real encounter or a moment of panic that spiraled out of control?
That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.